America has made my fortune, and I raised my daughter in the American fashion. I gave her freedom, but I taught her never to dishonor her family.
All right. Welcome back to another body language analysis, this time of The Godfather. And yes, I'm aware that this is a movie, as I already said. So no, this is not real life, but these characters were depicted by professionals, all right? All of the body language that is used here is very realistic, and it can be used just as well in real life as it is here in The Godfather, right? And I think The Godfather is a perfect example of how you can use your entire body and the way you talk to assert your dominance and to show that not your entire attention is on the other person. And he does that very, very well in this scene. So let's get into it.
She found a boyfriend, not an Italian. She went to the movies.
Right away, we can see the guy that the Godfather is talking to. And we can see a clear sign of distress. Our bodies is naturally picking that up, because we are very good at seeing emotions that are negative. But if you want the exact reason why we think that, we see the stress on his face, you can see, if you look closely, you can see his eyebrows twitching the whole time. Also like the brows just decreasing here. And you can see that his nostrils are slightly flared. So he's scared, a mix of scared and angry, and clearly distressed. We're naturally good at picking this up. You don't need a body language expert to see that he's, in stress, because we as humans know that. But these are great signs for that.
With him, she stayed out late. I didn't protest. 2 months ago, he took her for a drive with another boyfriend. They made her drink whiskey, and then they tried to take advantage of her. She resisted. She kept her honor.
Also right here, another sign of clear distress. The heavy breathing right here. You can also, if you don't hear it, in this case you do hear it, but if you don't hear the heavy breathing, you can see the neck, how it's just slowly moving, which just shows that he's in distress right here.
So they beat her like an animal.
And right here, the pronunciation, the like an animal, right? It's very good to use kind of whispers, or this slower, or like the more variety in your speech, because people will lean in and listen to you more, right? If you would only talk in the same tone the whole time, people will get tired eventually, especially nowadays. We all have really short attention spans. So what he did right here was very, very good of him. He talked in the same tempo the whole time, and then he said, like an animal, with a big pause before it, and then this different pronunciation. So you're kind of more invested. You listen to him better. That's just a great way to keep the attention on you when you're speaking.
When I went to the hospital, her nose was broken. Her jaw was shattered, held together.
Right here, you can also see how he's gesturing. Obviously, that's not a big help for him right now, but gesturing in general is very beneficial for you. Again, if you want to keep their attention on you when you're talking, people will get tired of you if you don't move your body, if they only hear your voice. So gesturing is kind of like a physical cue to stay engaged in the conversation.
My wife, she couldn't even weep because of the pain. But
also right here, another sign of distress. I know we're just talking about him right now, but we'll get to the Godfather in a second. Look at his jaw right here. Look at his jaw right here. You can see how he's clenching his jaw.
She couldn't even weep because of the pain.
I don't know if you can see it, but it's like he's clenching his jaw. You can see the muscles and bones moving there. It's another sign of distress.
But I wept. Why did I weep?
And again, right here, we can't clearly see it. He's looking down. Looking down is never a good thing. You don't want to look down in a conversation because it's submissive. But I've read a study where it shows that people who are looking down commonly think about something, right? So when you look up, it's usually that people are like more in the moment. So if you see someone else like walking past you and they look up, looking like the direction they're walking to, they're usually not thinking about a lot. But when someone's looking down, they're usually in their own head. So when you in real life, you see someone walking past you and they're only looking down, they're probably all in their head. Sometimes it helps to speak to them, make sure they're okay, because most of the times it's something negative, right? Our body responds to the things we're thinking, okay? And when we're thinking, when we're in our head about bad things, maybe the rent is due and we don't have the money, usually we look down. We have a lot of submissive signs, we have distress signs, and you can just clearly see it in our body language.
She was the light of my life. Beautiful girl. Now she will never be beautiful again.
Also, I know this has nothing to do with it, but goddamn, bro, look at his hairline. I know he's talking about his daughter and stuff and sad, but goddamn, just promise me, I know this has nothing to do with body language, but if you get to this stage where your hair looks like this, just shave it off, bro. Put the fries in the back, just shave it off. Right here, he's coughing, of course, but he's also covering his face. You don't want to do that. Covering your face is bad for a lot of reasons. First and foremost, when you cover your face, it seems like you're hiding something. You seem insecure. Like imagine someone in real life with a big nose. They're probably insecure about the big nose, and most of the times they're hiding it. Or when you see people talk or smile and they're insecure about their teeth, they usually put their hand up before their mouths, right? That just shows that you're insecure about something. You don't want to seem insecure. Confidence is when you just don't do that. Don't cover up stuff about you, even if you might think they're ugly. They're probably not as bad as you think. And another reason why it's bad to touch your face is because it's really bad for your skin. There is a lot of germs at your hand, and you don't want them to get into your face. You really, really don't want to touch your face under no circumstances. It will worsen your skin and it will just seem insecure.
Sorry.
Right here, you can see how he's holding his glass. I know that's a little thing, and maybe you'll think, it's just petty and stuff, but it's just unnecessary how he's making himself so much smaller this way. Look at it. I mean, I can't properly see his outlines. That's maybe not exactly how he looks, but you can see how his hands are going inside here, right? And then they're clasped together here. He's just gesturing right now. That's why his hand went out right here. But he's making himself so much smaller this way. Look at this. He's holding his hand, his glass of water that he just got, above his crotch, basically, right? His legs are about here, and he's holding the glass right here, right? He's making himself so much smaller this way. And he's not taking up space. It just seems so much less confident. If he would, for example, use this hand to hold the glass, maybe put it on the desk right here, have the glass right here, glass of water, and then maybe the other hand on like the armrest or something, just laying there. Look at how much space he would take up, in comparison. And the way he does it right now, it just seems like he's timid, like he's insecure, like he's not confident, he's not taking up space. Just by seeing this man, you can already guess who's in charge. You can see that this man is probably not in charge, even if we wouldn't like be able to listen to the conversation. Just by his body language, we could tell, okay, this man is not in charge. Probably the guy he's talking to right here, he's in charge. Just because of his body language. We're naturally wired like this. We have that in our head. People who don't know about body language would say, yeah, I just got the feeling that he's just not in control or that he's not in charge right now. What they're talking about is his body language is not strong or confident. This guy is probably not in charge. They just don't know that the body language is the reason for why they think he's not in charge.
I went to the police like a good American. These two boys were brought to trial.
Again, you can see the gesturing here. It's great to keep people engaged.
Judge sentenced them to 3 years in prison and suspend the sentence.
In real life, you really want to gesture, like most of the times. You take up space this way. He gets his hand out of his crotch here by gesturing. It makes himself bigger, seem bigger by gesturing. You keep people engaged. Gesturing is a really, really good way to just keep people listening to you while you talk.
Suspended the sentence. They went free that very day. I stood in the court.
Right here, another thing. Of course, he's in stress right now, we can tell. But I want to talk about the hand right here. We can't see it. I don't know if I can. Let's see if I can catch the moment a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, that's a bit better, right? So his hand is going out like this. It's going into this direction. And you can see how his palm is faced upwards. If you ever you've probably seen a beggar, someone who's on the streets begging for money. That's the pose they have with their hands. The palms of your hand faced upwards is very submissive, okay? It looks like a beggar, and it's submissive body language, right? It's like it comes from the ape kingdom, I think, where like there's the alpha ape and he like gives, he rations the fruit to like the other apes, and then the other apes are just like sitting in front of him with their palms face upwards, like, please give me some food. That's where it comes from, right? It's not good body language here.
Every day, I stood in the courtroom like a fool. And those 2 bastards, they...
Right here, you can see the way he points. I don't know if he's pointing at the Godfather right here. He's probably, imagining to point at the guys that molested his daughter. But if you ever want someone to be on your side, or if you're not like trying to threaten someone, never ever point like this, okay? Pointing like this is not a good idea because it's just very threatening, all right? There were studies on it. People pointing this way and people pointing in a way where their entire hand is open. So it's like, all the fingers are out pointing at the other person. And that just seems a lot less threatening, and just people are very much more likable if they point with their entire hand towards a person instead of just this one finger.
Smiled at me.
Kind of like he did right here. When he opened his hand, yeah, right here. That's not ideal, but imagine like all the fingers right here clasped together pointing at him. That's a much better way to point at someone because it just seems less threatening and you're more likable this way. If you want to threaten someone, then point with one finger. If you don't, point with your entire hand.
At me. Then I said to my wife, for justice, we must go to Don Corleone.
Why did you go to the place?
Did you see that? The way he took his time? That's a phenomenal way to show that you're confident within yourself and in the conversation right there. Just people are so scared of silence nowadays. I don't know if you ever talked to someone and the second it was silent, it was like he looked distressed or like, I need to say something now. I need to, the conversation needs to go on. People are so scared of silence because they're not comfortable with silence. We're used to being on our phones, having like stimulation the whole time. Being also in real life, being comfortable with silence like he did right here, the way he waited after he stopped talking, that is very, very attractive in both genders, and it's very, very dominant and confident.
Please, why didn't you come to me first?
What do you want of me? Tell me anything, but do what I beg.
Again, see the palm face upwards here. It's very, very submissive.
You to do.
And also notice another thing, right? This is going to become very, very handy in a second. Just keep it in mind. Look at how his entire body is faced towards Corleone, to the Godfather, right? His body is faced towards him. His face is faced towards him. His eyes are looking at him. And when he's gesturing, he usually gestures around here. And then his fingers and hand is also in the direction of the Godfather. Just keep that in mind, okay? This will become very interesting in a sec.
That I cannot do.
I'll give you a...
Now, I was like very skeptical of this guy the whole time. He had very bad body language. But this right here is almost perfect. Look at the way he's standing right here. Look at this. The way he has his hands kind of out on the, the desk. Just standing like this. You can see how much space he's taking up now. This is a really, really, really good way to, for example, in real life, when you're applying this, the things that I tell you in real life, sitting, like standing at a bar, when you order drinks, you usually have to wait for the bartender, especially if you're a dude, because they're not gonna serve you drinks. So you just stand at the bar like this, right? So there's like a bar here, and you place one hand here, and then one hand here, and you kind of, you take up a lot of space. That's like one of the most attractive things, attractive ways to just stand. You can see, like, I think in James Bond he did it a lot of times, and it's a phenomenal way to take up space, to seem confident, and it's really, really attractive. I stand at bars always this way. It's a phenomenal way to take up space.
Anything you ask.
We've known each other many years, but this is the first time you ever came to me for counsel, for help.
Now look at this, okay? This is what I was talking about before. The dude that has been talking the whole time is right here, okay? Look at the way his body is not facing him. His hands are really not facing him. Especially, like, his hands are like playing with the cat. So the hands, like, his attention of the is not, like, if you think about it, right? The only way he's giving him attention right here is his face and his eyes. Those two are facing towards the guy. His hands are playing with the cat, and his body is facing somewhere else. So you can just see how he's giving out his attention, like, very, very attentively. Okay, he's not just like looking at him and his entire body is faced towards him. Only his eyes and his face is looking at him, facing in his direction, giving him attention. Okay, and that's a phenomenal way to just show that this other person needs to earn your attention. Okay. Now let's say, for example, in real life, there's a girl right here, and you're talking to her, and you do the way the Godfather is saying, you do the same thing, right? And then she says something that you like something, maybe she compliments you. Let's say she says, "You look good today." You can use that, right? Before you only gave her attention with your face and with your eyes. Now she gives you a compliment, and what you can do now is kind of reward her by giving her more attention by, for example, facing your body towards the girl too, at least for a couple of minutes, right? It's kind of a way to, like, they have to earn your attention.
I can't remember the last time that you invited me to your house for a cup of coffee. Even though my wife is godmother to your only child. But let's be frank, you never wanted my friendship. And,
Also, again, you can see how even his face and his eyes is like switching from giving him attention and then giving, for example, the cat attention, or giving, I don't know, the people who are sitting right there attention. He's not giving this man his full attention at any time. Okay? This guy has to earn it. If you would go back in time and look at the way the other guy talked to him, at all times his body was facing towards him, his hands were facing towards him, and if he was not looking down in a submissive way, his eyes and face was also looking at the Godfather.
That is not justice.
Now it's threatening. You see that? The way he's pointing at him with one finger right here. He disliked what he said. He's pointing at him. He knows that he's in charge, and he's threatening him with this. All right. Also see how his head is slightly tilted to the side right here, and how he's kind of opening this neck area. All right. This is just a little cue, but this just shows that you're very confident in this situation right now. Okay, because it's very primal. The neck area is like one of the most vulnerable areas of your entire body. So there are nerves there that can pretty much, if they're hit, the nerves, you die really quickly, right? It's probably the easiest way to kill a person is to hit those nerves. So by exposing them the way he does right here, by tilting his head, you kind of show like, yeah, I know that, I'm vulnerable right here, but I can show it because I'm confident in this situation. I feel safe.
She suffers. How much shall I pay you?
Look how he's taking his time, okay? He's not, just by him finishing a sentence or asking him something, that doesn't mean that to him that he has to instantly answer or give him feedback to what he said. He answers when he wants to, and nowadays that's also very rare. Okay, I catch myself very often, being like, okay, they ask me something, I need to answer quickly. You don't. Nowadays it's like everything's like, oh my god, they asked me something, okay, quick answer. No, if you don't instantly know a good answer, if you don't want to answer instantly, leave room for silence. Rarely I see people taking their time with their answers, and if you do, it's instantly just like, oh, who's this guy, right? It's so rare that you stand out nowadays. If you just take your time, move on your own time, and answer when you feel like answering. Now look at this, okay? Again, I was talking about how he's very selective in how he gives out his attention. Look at how now his entire body is not facing the dude anymore. He's looking at like the wall or looking outside of the window right here. Like, he's so good at just making sure that you know when you deserve his attention and when you don't. By him not facing him anymore, this guy's probably overthinking about his entire life. Being like, I don't think, maybe that wasn't the right move, or maybe I said something wrong. And it just shows how much the Godfather is in power here.
What have I ever done to make you treat me so disrespectfully? If you'd come to me in friendship, then the scum that ruined your daughter would be suffering this very day.
Now look at this, all right? How he walked all the way to him and kind of is invading his personal space right here. How he's like getting really close to him. How he's closing in on the distance between the two of them. That's like really intimidating and just shows that he's very dominant. Okay, because submissive or not dominant people would never ever just close in on someone without them being like, hey, come closer or something, right? If you have a shy person, they would never come close to you and be like, like talk to your face like this, like make the space this close. They would never ever do that. Only dominant people decide to do that when they feel like it. So you can, again, use that in real life all the time.
And then they will fear you.
You can see the hard swallow right here and right there. And just his mouth twitching. You can see how he's nervous. Now see how he gave him an answer without giving him an answer. He doesn't feel the need to always like give him feedback to what he says. He's super comfortable with silence, and that's so confident and so attractive, right? Like for girls especially. You don't need to answer to everything. If you feel like there's no answer necessary, don't answer. If you think that the person that you're talking to knows the answer themselves, don't answer. It's unnecessary. Only talk as much as you need to.
Good.
Again, a submissive gesture, but I think, that's obvious again.
Someday.
Here, right again. Look at this. The way he's not only taking up space, but he's also invading his personal space right here by placing his hand on his back. That's a really, really, really good way to just show dominance, especially by other, like by friends or something, just patting them on the back or something. You're taking up space and you're invading their personal space. It's just confident on all levels. And while he's doing that, he's having, he's having strong ass eye contact with him. All right. And it's just like all of the way his body is moving, it's just very, very, very dominant. And girls love that shit, by the way.
And that day may never come, I'll call.
Again, you can do that exact move in real life all the time, right? You invade their personal space. No, they're not mad about it because, you're probably their friend. And it just shows how confident you are. You can do that in real life all the time. That's not just a movie thing. That's just as well working in real life.
I need to do a service.
Oh shit, my bad.
I need to do a service for me. But until that day, accept this justice as a gift on my daughter's wedding day.
Grazie.
Yeah, that was it. All right. Especially the part with the way he uses his body to give attention and to ration attention when it's necessary and when it's not. I think you should really, really use that, apply that in real life. Yeah, but you can rewatch those parts maybe. But besides that, appreciate you watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.